Hello everyone, I just wanted to have a quick intro here because as you'll know if you saw the first part of this video, I originally intended this to be one video, but then I realized I'd rambled on for a bit too long to keep your interest all at once, so I decided to split it into two parts, the first part being my least favorite, and the second part being my favorite. So if you haven't seen my least favorite yet, go ahead and check that out. I uploaded it last week, and well, this video will be my favorites. So just wanted to have this little intro because I don't like being thrown into a video without an intro. I don't know about you, but that's just me. So without further ado, here are here are my favorite Middle Earth Lego sets. Least favorite was last week. What was I thinking? Number 5, the Council of Elrons. I think this is a great set. It was only $30, and it came with a lot of really neat things, I thought. Namely, this was the first time that we saw these orange leaves in any sets. They've been used a little more now. I know the new Air Jitsu Temple, whatever it is, the awesome $200 Ninjago set has utilized these, and the olive green branches are new as well, and I think they've been used a lot more since then too. Also, it's the only set in this wave that you can get Elrond's sword in. There's the polybag that came out with the Lego Lord of the Rings video game with Second Age Elrond that came with that, and it's been featured in other sets since then that aren't in Middle Earth. This is the only Middle Earth set that you can get this. Wait, no it's not. You can get in Barrel Escape too, I forgot about that. But that was a Lego Store exclusive, and this was not. Bird, why are you grabbing my minifigures? Don't do that. Other great things it had going for it. We had the fun function here with the Eye of Sauron peeping up at you underneath the floorboards. The chairs had a nice design, I thought. The staircase. Overall, I thought it was a really nice looking set. It's colorful. We had the micro figure statues up here. The design on the roof is cool. If this had been a larger set, I think it might have been my favorite Middle Earth set of all time because it's a really nice design. I wish we'd seen more of it in a larger set like Rivendell or just like a really cool location in Rivendell other than this. There's a lot of them, but most of them would take tons of pieces to build. But yeah, it's a nice change from the grays and browns and blacks of most of the Middle Earth sets. I'm looking around, almost all of them consist of those three colors for the most part. And this one did not. And that is probably the main reason. Also, we did get some cool minifigures, Arwen for the first time, Elrond Third Age for the first time, Frodo with a different face, and well, then there's Gimli. We won't mention him though. So, that is why I like the Council of Elrond. Number 4, the Lonely Mountain. I know this isn't the right minifigures, I'm not showing Smaug. That's because he's up there tied by a fishing line, and I really don't want to undo that until I have to, from brick film or whatever. But you know he's in there, and you know that's what made this set completely awesome. But Smaug aside, it was still a pretty good set. I debated between choosing the Mines of Moria and this one for number 4. Smaug is really what set it over the edge. There were also a couple of other factors other than Smaug and minifigures. One, as I said with Council of Elrond, it wasn't gray, black, or brown like most of the sets. We had this really cool sand green. Sand green is one of those colors that you don't see too often, and people love to get their hands on it. So this was like the perfect set, because as you can see, there's tons of that everywhere. We also had some cool minifigures. I know they're not here other than Balin and Bilbo, but Bilbo was a new torso design. Balin was, Dwalin was, Fili was, Kili was. I think those were all the minifigures. So there weren't any. They were repeat minifigures, but they had different designs. Also, we had this cool pile of gold, which opened up with some really neat things inside. We had the green wine glass, Morgul sword, and then we had some gems in there, of course. Another anvil, but this set I liked more than Orc Forge. Although I think I like the anvil design from Orc Forge better, which is interesting now I think about it. Also, we got the Arkenstone, which looks nothing like it does in the movie, but, well, it's the Arkenstone. Enough said. We had the cool... What is this? I don't know what that is. What is that called? That thing at the top? A winch? Or... It's a machine that moves and drops things and picks them back up. We also had the secret door, which, well, looks nothing like it did in the movie, but was cool nonetheless. So overall, it was really Smaug that set this over the edge for me. He was just so completely awesome. But then as I said, there are some other really good things about this set as well. It's kind of like a tie with Mines of Moria for number 4. I'm not going to include the Mines of Moria in this list, mostly because it's just a bunch of separate things that it's really hard to transport and stuff, but I think it would definitely make number 6 slot. So, I know a lot of you are probably going to say that you like Mines of Moria way better. I totally understand that. But for me, this is number 4, mostly because of Smaug, but also because of the other things I mentioned. Number 3, Barrel Escape. Probably a shocking pick for some of you, but I have my reasons, which I'll explain, well, now. This set came out a year before Desolation of Smaug. This was when The Hobbit was originally going to be 2 movies, which I still think would have been a better idea, but then they switched it to 3. LEGO had already made this set and Escape from Mirkwood Spiders because originally, I think the first of the 2 movies was originally going to end right when Bard draws his bow on Ori. At least that's a rumor I've heard. I think that's kind of funny. It almost seems like one of those endings where it's like, oh come on, that was a stupid ending. We know he's not going to shoot the dwarves. Especially since none of the dwarves have been killed by falling in goblin tunnels, or from spiders, or elves, or wargs, or any of that yet. This guy with a bow that looks like Inigo Montoya is just going to come and shoot one of them? I don't think so. So honestly, I think it would have been a dumb ending, but I still support the 2 movie idea. 1 movie, I know a lot of people would have loved that, but no, that would not have been enough. Anyway, I digress from that. Why do I love this set? Because in the book, this was one of my favorite scenes, not from the movie. The movie, I think, kind of butchered this scene a bit. They really took away from this part of it and added onto the Forest River scene with orcs and knives and jumping elves that had amazing flexibility and, well, it could have been better. They should have spent more time with this, I think, because this is a really cool location. We had the wine barrels everywhere, the trapdoor, just rows upon rows of alcohol. That came out wrong, didn't it? I know it did. Don't say anything about that. It looks cool, though. It looked really cool in the movie, and it doesn't look quite as cool in LEGO form, but it still looks cool. We had this nice lamp up here. We had the barrels that fit minifigures. We did get the elven swords, which, remember, I thought it just came in Council of Elrond, but it came here, too. And as I said, this was a LEGO store exclusive, so Council of the Elrond was the only easy way to get it. We also had some more of those green wine glasses. Well, these came first before the Lonely Mountain. Oin and Gloin, I thought they did an amazing job on, especially Oin's hair. And as a final point, actually, no, I have one more before I get to my final point. The spiral staircase, like we saw in Weathertop. Really cool design, I like that a lot. And my final point is that, well, I'm in it. Number 2, the Tower of Orthanc. I didn't move it because it's so huge and you wouldn't have been able to see it in that one shot anyway. But as you know, this is an epic set. It was the biggest Lord of the Rings / Hobbit set that came out, also the most expensive, obviously. But it's one of those eye-popper LEGO sets that when people who see it for the first time see it, they'd be like, wow, that's really cool. Fans especially, they're going to instantly recognize it, especially when they notice that there's no eye up here. And then even some casual moviegoers that aren't like die-hard Lord of the Rings fans will probably recognize it, especially if they see this guy down here, which was a nice addition as well. It was the only ent we got. And then people who haven't seen Lord of the Rings, or maybe even don't like Lord of the Rings, which is just a shocking thought, that even they, I think, they'll think it still looks cool. And then on the interior, you have some more cool things. The glowing Palantir, it's really dark, I know it's hard to see, but check out the review for much better shots, even though it's not on HD, because I filmed that review a very long time ago. And plus we have the patented Bill Rico 9 design of Gandalf riding away here, wedged into a ledge here on one of the spires of Orthanc. So overall, a great set, but you're probably shocked it's not number 1, so let's go ahead and get to that, and I'll explain why this is not number 1. Number 1, An Unexpected Gathering. This really is my favorite Lord of the Rings / Hobbit sets. And one of those reasons is because it really is Lord of the Rings / Hobbit. This was the one set that worked amazingly with both The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings ways. It came out as The Hobbit because of the Unexpected Gathering and because of the minifigures that included. But especially if you have Gandalf Rides, it goes amazingly with your Lord of the Rings collection as well, because it's a key location. It's the start and end point of both trilogies. It's been butchered a bit. There should be another one of those donut windows here. and not all the minifigures are inside because I've split them up over different areas as I saw fit. But I mean, it's another one of those where it's not black, gray, or brown. It's vibrant. It's green. It has the colors of the flowers. I added some of those mushroom pieces that I ordered off of Brickforge. That added even more. And then inside, we had the profile bricks, both inside and outside. We had the Red Book of Westmarch. That was an amazing addition. I'm surprised they didn't overlook that, and I wouldn't have been mad if they hadn't, but it was an amazing addition. We had the quill. That was a really cool piece with the inkstand. We had some pots and pans. We had the broom. We had the amazing door design that was printed. That was not a sticker. We had the maps. Those were stickers, but they still look really cool. Plates, food. We had a pretzel, which was completely new to LEGO, at least at that point. And it also included my favorite dwarf, Bofer. And, well, I was in it again. So, overall, it's just an amazing set. I love this set. It's definitely one of my top 5 favorite LEGO sets that I have, at least. And I think a lot of people will probably like this one a lot too. Even if you're not a fan of The Hobbit, and you just like The Lord of the Rings, you're still gonna want to get this. You can just take out the minifigures you don't like, and slap Gandalf Rise out front. It's only another $12 or $13. Well, at least it was. So you're gonna have a hard time keeping your hands on it now. But overall, it's just an amazing set. And one thing I noticed was that on this list, both for my favorites and least favorites, it was mostly Hobbit. There weren't a whole lot of Lord of the Rings sets, which I found interesting. Although I think there were more Hobbit sets. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and calculate that real quick. The ratio of Hobbit to Lord of the Rings sets. Finished calculating. There were 13 Hobbit sets and 12 Lord of the Rings sets in total. Unless I miscounted. You can correct me if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So there was one more Hobbit set. I thought there were more, honestly. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Another thing I found interesting was that even though there were 3 of them, none of the Dol Guldur sets made it to either my least favorite or favorite list. It's kind of one of those, kind of areas. Although I will say, why did we need 3? 2, maybe. Maybe. But I think we could have gotten away with 1. Because none of them were really expensive. Even the biggest one was only like $60 if I remember correctly. But anyway, I'm just rambling. So, what are some of your favorite and least favorite Middle-earth sets? Please let me know. I'd love to hear. Best reason for why, as usual, if you'd like to tell me in the comments below. If not already, I'll subscribe to you and add you to my featured channels list for the best reason why. I'm not going to say if you pick this set and give no reason, I'm not going to give it to you. You have to have a good reason why. I don't care if you pick Mirkwood Elf Army. If you have an amazing reason why, I will go ahead and do it. So, go ahead and try your luck and see. And even contest aside, I'd love to hear your thoughts, because, this is one of those really obscure niches of nerddom. Even that sounded nerdy, didn't it? Really obscure. You have to be a LEGO fan, you have to be a Hobbit fan, you have to be a Lord of the Rings fan to appreciate these. So, yeah, go and tell me your thoughts below. This has already been a pretty long video, but I've been uploading short videos lately anyway. And hopefully I kept your interest. So, if I did keep your interest, please slap that like button and the subscribe button if you already haven't. I'm getting close to 100 subscribers. I'm 85 right now. So, I'm going to have something special planned for when I do get to 100. Hopefully that day will come. So, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. We have a couple of last hoorahs for The Hobbit coming up soon, with the extended editions hitting theaters in October. I'm going to see all 3, but of course I'm mostly psyched about the Battle of the Five Armies extended edition. I will be taking notes. I'm going to look like such a nerd in that feeder, I know, but I will take notes as to every new thing I notice. And if a list has not already been created by the time I get around to a video, I will make a special exception. If it's a Thursday or whatever that I get around to it, I will upload it as soon as I can. I won't follow the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. Also, in case you're wondering, when we do get around to a UHC, I will also not be following that order. But since you're probably not interested in that, well, hopefully you are, but if you're not, I won't bore you with my schedule. Because schedules of other people can get really boring after what I said. So anyway, I need to end this video here and stop rambling, but I haven't rambled for quite a while on Legos and Hobbits, and it's been lonely. It's been very lonely. I cry every time. But anyway, I'm gonna have to call the hammer of justice on this video. Goodbye.